I'm going to show you how to multitask on 5 screens. I open Game Launcher, then I open, say, ChatGPT, then I open, I think messages, right? Yeah. So I open this, and then I open camera, and then let's say I open Zoom, and then yeah. So simple enough. I opened 5 apps that I could kind of multitask on, just selecting, yeah, that's that. Next is the edge screen. So I will go to edge panel. So this is one way to really make the most of this. So you got your apps, your live messages, people, smart select, task, weather, tools, reminder, clipboard. So I recommend selecting this. That's just me personally. So the next most important thing about the edge panel is actually the handles. So I like to position it on the right side. And you might be wondering why you don't see it on the right here. And that's because I kind of made it transparent. So what I did here was I recommend, if you want for some style, you could lower the transparency and then you could select your own color. So this or that. If I choose my own green, I like think about that. So that this is like a nice tinted green that I really like. So I could do that, and then I could see this, and I selected it to be to where I could have it, so I could select the size, so I can make it small, but that would just make it harder on you to select the edge panel, which is kind of like kind of defeats the purpose of having it almost. So I would just have it as large as possible, and then you're going to have maybe a sloppy way of trying to select the edge panel, and so I like a large margin for error. So you can probably predict that I like to have the thickest width of the edge panel. So if I have it like thin, then you see I do this, and it's really hard for me to select it if, say, I'm sloppy. So if I'm sloppy at worst case and it's thick, then I do this, then I can kind of select it. Well, more so than the other cases, but you get the point. So since it kind of covers the screen, my preference is, so I lock it here in the middle, so that way intuitively my head I don't have to guess if it's here, 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 here. I know it's in the middle right here. And so when I do that, I decide, okay, I then have it locked here, and then I have the transparency as high as possible. And so what happens is I go to the screen and it doesn't cover like your screen real estate. And so that's why I like to have this. 2 screens like this, I could actually add a third one. So yeah, I could have done this. And then, yeah, so now I have 3 screens. And then say I want to not have to do all that work again, like you just saw, I could just make a copy of this layout. So what might I mean by this? I could do a save feature by making like an app equivalent. So I could save to the home screen, app's edge panel, or the taskbar. Say I do it to the taskbar. It'll look like this right here. So now if I just say close this, I can now press this, and voila, I have a one tap away function of getting back to this layout.